This video is made for adult collectors because Age of Extinction is just weird. So back in 2014 when Age of Extinction dropped, we got Optimus in the movies as a flat-nosed truck for the first time. And it was a rusty truck, but the toy added some color and gave us a G1 version of Movie Prime that was actually in the film, not one of those cool redecos that was just a redeco. This is Evasion mode Optimus, and I'm starting in truck mode because of the upgrade kit thing, but this was a beast back in the day. And it's still a pioneer in certain engineering tropes being used to this day, though I feel they need to retire that now to come up with something new. The Evasion leg design is still being used by Hasbro to make Studio Series Bay Prime and the Rise of the Beast core mainline Optimus. This is a pretty nice and compact truck. Like, it may be small, about deluxe length, but it really does stretch to make a tall-ass robot. Like, taller than a lot of Voyagers back then and now. The truck itself, though, is actually nice. The red and blue coloring is like the G1 toy with the stripe going down the side, and they made sure to pick out, like, every window. Though on the front, the windows look like square glasses. For some reason, the way that they line up and the paint mixed with, like, how the windows are cut and how the elbows can be seen from behind the glass, it looks so segmented and weird. Every version of this just kind of looks like this and is weird, even the leader that they made. But the front is super well painted with the nice silver grille on the bumper, and they even silvered the headlights, and the side mirrors are painted gray. The back, though, I wouldn't blame you for thinking it's not painted, but the back of the feet are actually, like, they're entirely painted blue. And it's a choice that I understand and don't at the same time. Like, I guess it makes the alt mode feel more cohesive, but if they stayed gray, it would have helped the color separation a bit more, in my opinion. Also, before I move on to the transformation, I should mention that all the upgrade parts can store on the vehicle, except for the guns for some reason. It's very interesting how many different Optimus Primes share the leg... Whoa, he's wobbling. Share the leg transformation with this, because, like, you have the obvious, right? You have the other obvious. They do the whole, you know, flip-me-do thing like that. Yeah. But this one also has that. And it's very interesting, because, like, look. Does the exact same flip-me-do. It might be, like, it might look different, obviously, but it is literally the same engineering trope, and they still use it. However, on here, because everything's square, it kind of works. And on here, it sort of worked. Here, though, it looks a bit strange. And that is just Evasion mode Optimus again. Anyways, the transformation on this was extremely unique for the time. Now it's just overblown. But it's very, very cool, especially the way they do the cab, because, like, the Bumblebee, Rise of the Beast Primes, they all have the arms come out from the side. This one has the arms come out from the top. It's really cool. So first we're going to get started with the legs. Now, unfortunately, mine is extremely, like, stiff. Like, this peg right here is so strong, I have to use this to get it out. So you got to put something in here and just sort of pop it open. Like that. My previous copy didn't do that, but for some reason this one does. Anyways, you then flip this entire section around, all Studio Series like. There we go. And then that's basically the legs done. Like, that's it. Now we're going to do the upper body. So you start by folding this in and opening this up. These are the fake window chests. Then you pull the arms up like that. Open up the grill section right here. Zoom out a little bit. And then push the head up and around. Just get it out of the way. Then you want to get your nails in here and sort of just unpeg these side sections. And bring this out and fold up the smokestacks. Then you want to bring this around. Now, these little struts right here that the arms are attached to are known to break. Not on every single copy. I've had 4 copies of this mold, including this one, and I've only had that break once. But it does break. I know of a couple people who have also had theirs broken in that same spot, so just be careful with that. But once you bring the arms around, you then stand him up straight. You bring in the grill, like so. Fold the chest closed. You bring this section up, and this will just sort of peg in to there, and then there. Then you fold these down, and that's it. That's Optimus. Let's just get that up there. That's him. And that's, you know, that's pretty cool. I do kind of wish they thought of the leg foldy up thing already, but they sort of did that with this dude and then just continued. And then the Wei Zhang one had also done it before that, but, you know, that's besides the point. It's really clean, though. Like, it cleans up so well. It's insane. it's such a nice, fun, and easy transformation to do. I just don't understand why mine's feet are so stiff. Probably the most unique G1 cab over Prime transformation to a robot that is made out of a completely different truck. Like, Prime's Evasion design doesn't change much other than some little things in a grill chest, so like, the fact that both ILM and Hasbro were able to shove that same design into a cab over from the toy and the CGI model is impressive. But this robot mode is desperately screaming for more color. And it's weird because there's so much paint on it. Granted, there are many other redecos of this, my favorite being the movie The Best One, but this one just needs more ink. It's not due to a lack of paint, like I said, because it's there. The chest is entirely painted red, the trim above the crotch is painted red, the fists are painted blue, the feet are massively like painted. They're these huge pieces that are just entirely painted blue. Don't know why they weren't on the blue sprue if they wanted to do that, but whatever. I may just grab the movie The Best One at some point or wait for the inevitable studio series, but yeah, the bot mode just needs more color distribution. But the details are on point. Looking like Bayverse Optimus with the grill in the middle of the chest, it succeeds at pulling off that design quite well, getting much taller and becoming a decently sized Voyager from a deluxe size alt mode, which is a feat that's really cool to watch. He comes with Megatron's shotgun, which is designed to actually peg into Megatron's hand from Dark of the Moon. Still don't have one of those yet, one day. But Prime holds it in a weird spot in the middle of the gun. He's also designed to have gorilla arms, though you can swivel the wrists around. I recommend putting something in his hand to do so, otherwise you're gonna hurt your thumbs. Head's okay, not a fan of the sculpt of the unmasked head. It's way too skinny, I think. It's just because of that it has to like fit into the alt mode, but the details are nice. So Prime's articulation is interesting. So he's got, he's supposed to technically have gorilla arms. That's how all of his stock images are. But you have to wedge something into here to do this. But you can wedge something into here and just sort of rotate his wrists because they're really stiff. And there you go. So the head is on a ball joint, but because of the way his throat's designed, it's very weird. The way that it looks left and right is like that, unless you shift it forward, then you can get it going. Which is just strange, but it's on a hinge. Shoulders can rotate. They're ratcheted in and out for reasons. You have bicep rotation. You have an elbow bend that bends more than 90 degrees, and then this one is incredibly loose. It's also sculpted to sit at an angle, because when you straighten it out, it looks weird, and that's just due to how this has to look in truck mode. It does have a waist joint. The wheels can move out of the way. Hips go forward, back, in and out. Thigh rotation, though on mine it's very, very stiff, but he does have thigh rotation. Over 90-degree bend at the knee, and the ankles can go down, up, pivot one way, and then barely pivot the actual way they're supposed to pivot. Due to the way that this whole thing is designed, yeah. A bit annoying, and it kind of carried over to these guys. Not this dude. This dude doesn't have it, but these guys do. But yeah, it's eh. The ankle pivots, but like for the time, 2014, extremely posable toy, and I remember people loved this thing. I mean, people still love this thing now. Like, I will be putting this in my Studio Series collection until a new one comes out. That's how good it is. So one cool thing I got with this off Bayou was the DX9 upgrade set, recommended to me by my buddy Nick after he got it at TFCon last year, and I wanted to try it as well. So to start with, you actually have to replace the head, and I've lost my screwdriver, but you basically unscrew the screw on the back of his head, and then we have the new head on, and it's like a Power Mastery looking head. Really wish it was just a helmet. I hate having to take the head apart to put it on whenever I want to take the entire kit off, but whatever. Then we're going to do a little bit of like prep work here. So the shoulder pads I found work best when they're like this. You see the peg is off center and like up, and then that goes on this shoulder right here. Just pegs into the sort of like air bubble gap that it's got there for the ratchet joint. So you do both of those. Now, one thing I will recommend is folding these up, because these will sort of hinder the articulation a little bit with the shoulder pads on, so it's probably best to leave those up. So then we plug in the shoulder pads, like so. Now we're going to put on his shoes, and they just peg into the 5mm pegs, or ports, sorry, that are at the bottom of his feet. Just plug them in. Now he's a tiny bit taller, but they're more so just to make his feet look different rather than making him bigger. Then we're going to take this nice chromed chest piece that I don't think it's die cast. No, it sounds like plastic, but it gets really cold for some reason, so that's why I thought it was die cast. You just fit it on here and then just push, and it'll just snap into place over top of the kibble there on his inside of his chest. You take his crotch piece and you plug it into the stand port underneath his crotch, which does remove your ability to use said stand port, but he still has one in his dookie hole, so like you can just use that. And then there you have like a non-winged version if you want that, but take the wing pack, fold that piece up, just bring it up here, and it'll clip over top and then underneath here on these pieces, and then that piece of grill will fit into there. That's Reactivate Prime's gun. I don't know why it's here. Put these guns in his hands. Now you can really see the loose arm, but that's it. There he is in his kit. Yeah, that looks pretty sick, not gonna lie. The new head, the wings, the shoulder guns, the feet extenders to change the look. The guns are so cool. I do wish the head didn't have to unscrew to change. I wish it was like a helmet or something that would have been nicer, but this way it can actually still transform with the head on. And for being an old third-party upgrade kit, the plastic ain't that bad. Not perfect, but it's not that bad. The shoulder pads do limit the arm articulation a little bit, and they like to come off every once in a while, but yeah, I mean, this just looks cool. So is this whole thing worth grabbing? Well, the Prime, yes, 100%. It's super neat, and there are plenty of decos to choose from out there, so it's like, there's one for literally almost everybody. And the upgrade, well, I got this whole thing, Prime and kit, for 40 Canadian, and so did my buddy Nick, I think. So it's not too expensive out there if you want to get it. It's pretty nifty. But that's my look at Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.